to save Dzhokhar Tsarnaev's life. Tonight, the defense team unveils its plan, pinning the blame on Tsarnaev's older brother.
Dzhokhar Tsarnaev is the one on trial, but almost all of today's testimony focused on Tamerlan Tsarnaev, his beliefs and his influence on his teenage brother. Jim Armstrong's live at the federal courthouse with more on this story. Jim?
Well, Jonathan, the focus was on Tamerlan so much today. You're absolutely right. At times it did feel like he was the one on trial. But of course, this really shouldn't come as a surprise. This is all part of the defense's long-planned strategy here.
No comment, thank you.
Tamerlan Tsarnaev's mother-in-law, quiet as usual outside court, but on the stand, she told jurors how the older Tsarnaev brother met her daughter Catherine and led her to Islam as the two got closer and eventually had a baby girl together. Judith Russell told jurors, quote, "I didn't really want her to be with him. They weren't really a good match." It's another example that his younger brother's defense team is hoping will save his life. Defense lawyers also explaining how in the months before the Boston Marathon bombings, Tamerlan had two angry outbursts at this Cambridge mosque, interrupting his imam, who testified today how Tamerlan shouted him down for suggesting Muslims should assimilate in the U.S. All of this an attempt by the defense to show how Tamerlan and his growing religious fanaticism came to control his younger brother, Dzhokhar, who in his opening statement, defense attorney David Bruck described as, quote, loved by his teachers and appreciated by his friends. He did well in school. He was a good kid. One of those friends, high school classmate Robbie Barnes, told jurors Tamerlan was always ready for a fight compared to the quieter Dzhokhar. Bruck, meantime, pleaded with the jury to send his client to the Supermax prison facility in Colorado, a place he said was for terrorists who used to be famous. Quote, whether you vote for death is up to each one of you, he told the jury. The law never requires you to vote for death. Bruck went back in history as well, arguing the Tsarnaev family going back generations in Russia had been persecuted and just unlucky. We've now seen more pain and more horror and more grief in this courtroom than any of you would have ever thought possible, Bruck said. It now falls to you to decide what is the best and most appropriate punishment.
Bruck also told this jury if they send Tsarnaev to life in prison, they'll never hear from him again. He promised no jailhouse interviews, no autobiographies from the prison. He said, however, if you sentence him to the death penalty, he'll be in the news for a long time with appeal after appeal, an argument eerily similar to the one made earlier this month by the family of 8-year-old Martin Richard. Live outside federal court, Jim Armstrong, WBZ News. Paula?
Jim, thank you.